Welcome back to the garage. So today is my next winter project. I have to figure out why my emergency open doesn't work on my saddlebag. If I turn my key down there, this saddlebag won't drop. I'm hoping it's this end. This is the easy end to get into. If not, I gotta get in there. Since we are being optimistic, we will start with our saddlebag. Got my blue bucket. Left saddlebag, page 2-46 in the service manual, in case you're curious. Now the way this key works when you turn it is it pulls a cable that's in here that just manually activates this latch. So we're going to check that that cable is still intact. It just looks like this, so they're just long metal screws. Now, there's also this little USB cable here. Pull it out of the way. Now we just pop this guy out of the way. And what we're looking for is that this cable right here actuates when I pull the key. So it wants to work, but it does not work, which means this end is fine. It's inside there that's the problem. So now I'm just going to put this guy right back because this is not where I need to work on the bike. Connect my USB cable back up. All right, so the problem is not here. I need to go to the rear of the bike. So we know the problem isn't down here. We just put all that back together. That means the problem is in here. The cable that connects the key to here runs up underneath of the trunk. So to figure out what's wrong, you have to get into here. To get into here, I've got to remove this mud flap. And I also have to remove this center trunk panel. To remove this center trunk panel, I have to remove this trunk panel and that trunk panel. So basically, I've got to tear the whole back end of the bike apart. If you're looking for more information on how to remove your trunk panels, you can check out my other video I just posted. It has all the details on how to do it. We've removed all the rear cowls from the trunk. So now we have to remove the fender. This is the rear fender, page 2-41 in your service manual. It is held in by two 5mm bolts. There's one here, and there is one here. Now there is a grommet right here that's holding the rear fender onto the bike. So you just lift up here and pop it. Then you pull your fender down. You'll see you've got another clip here with a release on the side here. So just push that in, pop it off, fender is off. We have two bolts, a 5mm here, a 5mm here, and two body pins, one here and one here. This is the saddlebag rear center cover, page 2-40 in your service manual. To pull this out now, we have two tabs, one here, one here. So we just want to pull down to release those, and they'll just slide right off. Then you just pull this guy out. Now you've got a cable here you can disconnect. And this, just like your heater cable, you push in on this pin right here and pop it off. And the cable we're after is right back here. I'm gonna have to move the camera so you can see that there. It is exactly what I thought the problem was. I've put my key in, and you can see when you turn this, it pulls that cable back there. So this cable right here is what actually pulls. But the problem is, this piece right here is supposed to be inside of this little metal block. So apparently the last time I took this apart, I did not put it together correctly. I forgot to check it when I got done. So to get that in there, you basically have to slide that into the metal block. Now what you're listening for when you do this is a click. don't know if you can hear that, but it clicked. So now you can see that this little white piece is down below the tops of the tabs, and if I pull on it, it pops my saddlebag now. If this piece is not held in the right place, then when you pull the key over, it just pulls the whole cable with it. It doesn't just slide the little cable piece through the center. So that's all it was. I had to tear back the back part of my motorcycle because the last time I did this, I failed to put that back in correctly. Now that the cable is locked on the back, we're gonna go ahead and put this guy back in. This cable right here is your emergency trunk release that is in your right-hand saddlebag. If you put this in here too tight, it will just trigger your saddlebag and you won't be able to lock it. So you don't want it like over here, you don't want it up here. You want it over here where there's some slack and the cable won't be real tight. So to put this back up in here, remember we have these two body panel pins and these two bolts, but we also have these two clips right here. So we're just gonna make sure we line everything up and snap it back underneath that clip and snap it back underneath that clip. And then everything is back in the right place. We'll put our wire clip back on right here. I'm gonna start with the body panel pins because they'll line everything up for me. Don't go crazy tightening these up because they are soft metal on soft metal, just like the rest of this bike. You just click it in. There we go. Before we go ahead and put everything back together, we're gonna wanna sanity check everything. This is what I didn't do last time apparently. So we're gonna pull our key cover off, pop our key in, make sure the left saddlebag opens, make sure the right saddlebag opens, and make sure the trunk opens. That way we know everything is working correctly. Also, always make sure your trunk latches, because I have definitely had the problem in the past where when I hook everything back up, my truck won't latch, and it was this cable right here that was too tight. So just make sure that cable has slack in it so it's not pulling on it. All right, so everything works. Now we can just put the trunk panels on. If you're looking for detailed instructions for how to put your trunk panels back on, you can check out my trunk panel video I just posted. That's it. It's all about together. As you can see, I forgot my cable lock last time. I need to be careful with that. You just saw me check I checked that it did it electronically, all 3 doors open, and then I go back and I do it all 3 manually. And I do it before and after the trunk panels because I've been stung both ways. So just be aware of that. It's not a hard one. Just be careful when you're down here. That's what I didn't do. I swear to God, I checked it. Last time I got in here, I promised Mom, I promise I checked. Apparently, I did not. All right, keep your wheels down. Have a good ride.